Number three. All right. So I was talking about discrimination and why I might not exist. You know, when you think about how far we've come from that and to having black superheroes, to having black actors, lots of black actors. We need more black actors. Hell, we need more multicultural actors. So The Rock is storming that path, and I want to not knock him off the path. I want to run up beside him, give him a high five, and rock on with him. I'm pretty sure that's just never going to happen, especially since I have a new hip and I can't run. So that kind of wipes out. But I can still fight. Just need to heal up a little more, I guess. I also need the doctors to say, yeah, James, you can get back into doing kung fu. You know, you're still healthy enough that you can still kick people in the face and have a happy fucking time doing it. As a soldier, one of the warrior ethos is to never quit and to always put the mission first. So my mission is to not really quit making movies. Unfortunately, I can't do kung fu right now. And I also need a new right hip. Okay, got off track again. Sorry. So when you're plowing in, you have quite a few black actors, but compared to the white actors, there's a big niche, which goes back into that separate but equal thing. Because I don't think you're paid by color. I think you're paid by how bankable you are. I'm pretty sure I'm not bankable because I'm kind of ugly, but I'm okay with being ugly. But I really only want to make movies to be happy. I don't really give a fuck about how much I get paid as long as I got enough to live off of. But when you're making a historical movie, it's generally about the only time you get all the black actors that are bankable, and the newcomers like me or the people who have not been discovered or will probably never be discovered. We can sometimes get lucky. No. But like I said, if you watch my videos previously to this, when I started posting things about like the list and what they're looking for, you understand what I'm saying. So, since it's Black History Month, and I talked about discrimination, and I talked about the possibility of me not existing due to discrimination laws or whatever. Now, no one really thinks that far back, but we have come a long way, but we have not come far enough. Because anytime that you can walk down the street and someone assumes that you're going to attack them because of the color of your skin or because you're tall and you're dark, it's kind of, we haven't come far enough. Now, the thing that everybody has to understand, regardless of color or ethnicity, you can't help what skin you're born in. You got to deal with it. There's no Michael Jackson skin bleaching here. All right? So, you kind of got to accept the hands of fate, and you have to deal with that. And if the good Lord so sends you back, maybe the next time around he might make you a different color. Now, no one can really prove any of that. But as a person who used to love history, you know, Black History Month was never my favorite history month because all it did was bring me sadness. And I'll be honest with you, Black History Month kind of teaches people to be a little bit racist. When I was younger, every Black History Month, every year of my life, I think until I got to like middle school, they always showed roots. And like I said before, when I was in like grade school, there was a race war and all kinds of other shit, and I was picked on because I wasn't black, but I wasn't white. Then we found out later that I'm not even all of that. I'm even one more. And the thing about these things, we've come really far, but we have not come far enough where I can still date the white man's daughter and marry her and have an interracial child. And no one's going to be like, oh, you're disgusting. I come from that. So I'll be disgusting. So fucking what? Now the thing is, at 42, I've had hard lessons in life. And 9 times out of 10, when someone says, I deal with your people all the time, they're racist. They might not think that they're racist, but anytime you can say, I deal with your people all the time. Oh, my people. My people. Dude, I'm of 3 different races. How are you going to say my people? Makes you a racist. You might not want to admit it, but you're fucking racist. The end. Now, let's get off of racism and stuff. And let's get to the nitty gritty of Black History Month. Why is it so important? I will tell you why it's important to black people. As sad as it sounds, and as sad as the things that you will learn in this month at school while you're young, and as angry as it will make you at some of your friends who were lucky enough to be born white. Yeah, I said it. Deal with it. I said it. I'm not taking it back. If you start getting mad at your friends that were lucky enough to be born white, then you need to check yourself. And I can only say that because when I was a kid, I didn't know nothing about being racist until I got called a nigger and I punched a girl in the mouth. Biggest regret ever. Because no guy should ever hit a chick. That's the only reason why I regret it. I don't regret the thing that started it. I regret the action after. No, I own my wrongs. And to Jennifer, whoever you are and wherever you are, James Williams Jr., can't apologize enough for it. I can't really apologize for it because at the time I actually did mean it. I regret it every day that I breathe, but I did mean it at the time. But I also didn't know that I was part Native American. And that would be a whole nother ball game when people started calling me chief. That really started pissing me off. Even more so than the word nigger. Black History Month is important because of the fact that as black people, if you don't learn where you came from, you can only go further down the rabbit hole in the wrong direction. And you don't want to do that. The Jabberwock has teeth. Lots of sharp teeth. And 9 times out of 10, the most dangerous person to you is a person wearing your own skin. Alright? And this is the thing about racism and separate but equal and everything. What people fail to understand. And I'm going to say this because no one else is brave enough to say it. No one has the balls to honestly get out there and say it. Most people, whether you believe it or whether you like it or not, the truth of the matter is, black people are in more danger from black people. White people are in more danger from white people. And Asian people are in more danger from Asian people. There's a lot more of them than there are of us. And I'm not saying that to be a racist, it's just a stated fact, you know. Not counting multicultural people like me, but the natural born Asians, the natural born whites, and the natural born blacks were outnumbered by the natural born Asians. Just that simple. And they have a majority of the populace around the world in general. And Native Americans, in case you guys don't know, they came from Asia 10,000 years or better before Columbus and them all crashed over here. You can do your damn history and Google that too. But anyway, as I was saying, because I'm so easily distracted on subjects, you know, when you study Black History Month, it will enrage you, it will anger you, and you won't look at your friends the same. Because when I was a kid, I didn't look at my friends the same. And they didn't look at me the same. And so I will say sometimes school kind of teaches you to be a little racy. And I say that because it's a fact, you know. I never had a problem with white people until I learned what they did to my ancestors. But then I really couldn't have a problem with white people because some of those white people are my ancestors. You feel the clusterfuck coming in there? Yeah. And then I started having problems with black people, especially because history in school leaves out that one important fact. White people were not completely responsible for slavery. History teaches you wrong, kids. Black people were just as responsible for slavery as white people because the chiefs of bigger tribes sold out the little chiefs in the little tribes and gave them no status, no protection, and they got wiped out. Whoever didn't get wiped out got iron bracelets, and 180 days later they got whipped, and then some of the women were raped, which is how some of our ancestors got here. So if you're light-skinned, there's a particular reason for it. Either you were born from someone who was a slave who was a product of an interracial rape or an interracial act of love. My mom is very light and she could pass for a white person. And if I had her skin color, because of the racism that I faced throughout my life, I had done the same thing. So separate of equal would have probably never affected her. But the thing about my mom, she grew up in the country. And most people in the country, I'll say it because nobody else has the balls to say it. Most people in the country, even the rednecks, aren't racist. They aren't really racist because that neighbor that's like 500 miles down the road that might have what you need will give it to you. Even if they can't stand you because of the color of your skin, they will give it to you. Because country grammar and military grammar are different than everything else. In the military, I was taught there's only one color. All my brothers, we rock the red, white, and blue, but our color is green. We die for the red, white, and blue, and so everybody can sleep, but our color is green. Regardless of if my eyes do this, or or this, or big wide. Regardless if that guy beside me is straight or gay, we're all green. And in America, we all need to be like the military. We need to have one color, green. That way there's no more racism, there's no more prejudice, and crap like that. That doesn't always work because some people are biased and stubborn in their ways. I'll be the first to tell you, I am very stubborn in my ways. But I'm also a realist. And I think that we can all change. We can make a difference in the world if we try. And most people aren't really willing to try. And that's where the problem lies. No one really wants to try. They just want to be owner of this or ruler of that. Smarties actually tastes pretty good right about now. I need a snack. Mostly because I need something to keep my energy up while I'm talking my ass off about Black History Month, which I have gotten off subject yet again. So, discrimination, I guess the best way I can put it politely, not politically correctly, but politely, was that my people were basically poisoned. You could drink from that water fountain that looked like crap, and you can drink from that sparkly water fountain and get your ass beat. So, most people really aren't down with ass whoopings. And then no one wants to lose your freedom for a drink of water. And we all need water to live. So we had to drink from the crappy water fountain. When you start learning these things in school, you will look at the world a little bit different. But you can't let it change who you are. You can't become a racist because of the past actions of your friends, ancestors, and possibly some of your own ancestors due to the fact that you don't have the knowledge that you have. School knowledge is a good and bad thing. Sometimes there are times where I wish I didn't know how to read. Because when I discovered things about Black history and how African tribes sold out my ancestors, and my ancestors came over on a boat, and they made it with Native Americans, and they made it with white people, and I don't have an ounce of whatever, and it's like, okay, but way back before I knew about all this crap, kids don't see color until you get to Black History Month. I don't think I was ever called a nigger before the third grade. And I think I started learning Black history in about the second or the third grade. And then the big word came out and up flew the mighty right. So, like I said, I think that kind of teaching kids about history and not teaching them correctly kind of feeds racism. Because before that, when you're in the first grade, second grade, or kindergarten, all y'all see is kids. The world of adults could use some refreshing on kids. Kids don't see color. Kids aren't prejudiced until we teach them, which is not cool by any means necessary. No. It is up to us to make sure, damn it, busted a rubber band. It's up to us to make sure that the kids don't go down the same damn rabbit hole as previous generations. Damn it, broke another one. And the more you enforce negative, the more negative you get. So you kind of don't want to do things like that. And if we're gonna teach kids right from wrong, and you're gonna teach them the history of our people, especially the Black history, you need to teach them the truth. That it wasn't all white people that just came into Africa with big old guns and started doing. No, that's a half truth. About 10% of that is probably true. You go to college to find out that, wow, half the tribes that we came from were sold out by bigger tribes, and some of the kings in the small tribes, to save the many, they sacrificed the few. And it wasn't until, I guess, whatever year Alex Haley backtracked all of his family ties, because he basically came from a smart geno of people who learned how to, keep logs of their shit. So when grandmothers were born and all this other crap, they kept logs of it. And not that they were legally able to read, which is another important thing that we need to talk about in Black History Month. I'm at the 15-minute mark. I'm gonna have to make another video.